Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Jen with Totally Zen, and today we're gonna go over a cross stitch conversion that I am going to be doing for temperature of the year. I was gonna do a different one and I changed my mind because I bought everything for round, but I actually need square drills for the other one that I'm gonna do. So this is the one that I'm gonna do probably next year because it looks a lot better and easier to read for square drills versus round. So I went with a little easier of a one. I do apologize, my ink for one color, which is pink, decided to crap out on me. It is completely full, but it won't print, and I've tried everything, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. It must be clogged or something. But as you can see, this one is going to be butterflies, and each little section inside the butterfly is a day of the month. So for like January 1st, it's up here, and then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and so on and so forth. So this is a cross stitch that I got off of Etsy, and I will link where I got it from in the description. So if you would like to do it, go right ahead and get down there and go get it. It is pretty interesting. However, I did have to buy a new kit because I did not do the math before I went and purchased my blank. So you know me, I go ahead and go strong and go for it. And yeah, but it does come with a template. I did not print that out since my printer is being weird anyway. But it did come with a template with the DMC codes and all of that stuff, so you can pick whichever you want. I did go ahead and start January. I am still a little off on my sizing for the canvas, so I did take away a couple of the rows on the top and on the side. That way I can make sure that all 12 of these butterflies will fit on this canvas. Went ahead and did January because I wanted to make sure that I could do it right and not mess up. But I did also use a conversion app. So basically I took that PDF and I uploaded it on the app. And since I have Apple, I can't do the one that most people use, which is Pattern Keeper. I can't use that one because I don't have an Android and I'm not using a laptop. So I ended up using the one that they have for Apple, and I will put that name in the description of this video. I can't remember the name of it, or I'll put it on the actual screen right here so you can see it. There is also a kit in there, or a paper in there, that gives you averages that you can use for your temperature. And I went ahead and did 2 colors per color, or 2 temperatures per color, and I'm using AB drills. So this should be interesting, but I don't know, they're just so pretty. So I went ahead and got all of my colors out that I'm going to use. So I did a couple silvers and whites for my really cold temperatures. So that's pretty cool. And then I just picked some random colors that I want to do throughout. Tried to correlate as much as I could, but I just bought a kit of ABs off of Amazon. I did not get certain ones for certain colors, and I just used what I had that was in that box. So a couple of the colors will probably be a little off, but with that kit that you purchase with the DMC codes and everything, it will tell you which ones to use, like if you want to go that way, or you can just freelance it and do what I did and just use what you have with leftover drills. So I have been making sure that I keep track of my days because I am not starting this until the end of January. So today is like the 26th. So I have all my temperatures on here ready to go and organized. So now I just have to go back and like correlate the color with day 1, so on and so forth. So we'll go ahead and get into that. and I'm in Indiana, and this is 2025. So, and we do Fahrenheit in the United States. So basically what we're gonna do, since day one was 44 degrees, we're gonna look for 44, and we're gonna be doing a blue color. So, and I know, look how pretty those are. So like I said, on these butterflies, and it'll print out the butterflies so you can do a template as well. I didn't do this because I was using the Apple Pattern Keeper on my phone, so I was just going off of my phone. So right up here is day one, so we're gonna color in that section, which it is this little section right here. So we'll go ahead and put those in. All right, so I ended up printing this out so I would have it here. Like I said, my printer is acting really weird lately, so I do apologize for how bad it's printed. That's kind of why I haven't printed it out. But as you can see, like I was going from 1 to 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 is here, and then 6, 7, and 8, and then so on and so forth. And then now when you get into your letters, then you've got to figure out which letters, obviously you're gonna go in order. So now that we're on 9, 9 is here, but then it turns to A. So 10 would start my alphabet. So 10 would be A, and so on and so forth. So basically now I just have to make sure on my actual guided sheet that I'm using that I put the letter A here, so I know according to this one I'll be able, sorry, I guess I need to turn it this way. So letter 10 I need to put as letter A, so that way I know when I go through this chart over here that A, B, C, D are actually these days. If that doesn't confuse you, cool, you don't need to do it, but I probably will, because I personally probably will be confused. But we will continue with our little guy. And we are on day 9, and day 9 is this one right here. And it again was 27, so it's gonna be silver. Have you done a cross stitch conversion before? If so, let me know how you liked it or didn't like it, if you gave up, if you actually completed it. Also, have you done a temperature chart before? Really with any of your crafts. Have you ever done one? Because this obviously was cross stitch. And I know a lot of diamond painters are also cross stitchers. I have personally never cross stitched. I love sewing, but I don't do a lot of sewing with my hands, mainly because, I mean, as you see most of the time, I am shaking all the time, and my wrists are really bad, probably have carpal tunnel, so honestly, like, I just don't want to be permanently like stuck like this all the time. All right, so 10 was 28 degrees. So we are gonna go ahead and change our color over. And we are back to white. A and B, basically 10 and 11, are both 28 degrees. So we'll have this color for 2 days. So A is right here. It took me a really long time to go through all of the temperature cross stitches to figure out which one that I actually wanted to do. And honestly, like, it's really hard to pick the one that you want. Some of them are too boring, and then you get others that are a tad bit too complicated, especially since this is my first one. Like I said, that other one, I would have been able to figure it out, but since I got everything for a round kit, it made it really difficult to actually try to figure out how to do the placement of everything and where to start, since you started in the middle of the canvas. So I went ahead and just went to this easy one because I figured with it being my very first one, I probably should go easy versus hard. And now that I've done it, it actually is a lot easier than I thought, especially with the pattern keeper. That right there helped tremendously. All right, so now we are on to B, and B is going to be this section here, and it is the same color that we just had. It'll be pretty cool though to see all of the butterflies in the end, what the whole year was gonna be. It'll be pretty cool. Moving to C, which was 35 degrees. So we're bumping up to purple now. And now that I've got the outline of this butterfly, I will probably go to every day tracking the temperature. It just took me a minute to get into this canvas, mainly because I have so many different canvases open right now, and truly, honestly, like, I just have been in a weird funk lately. Those of you that live in colder climate areas know that wintertime, it tends to bring your personality down a little bit. Not saying that I'm necessarily depressed, but it's just kind of, I don't know, I've just been in a weird funk. I'm doing okay though. We just have also been super busy. If you have been following along, you should know by now that we also have a small business that we run alongside our full-time job. Plus, we have 3 kiddos that are in sports. So with that being said, we are typically busy all the time. And we had our first event last Sunday. So we had to prepare for that event. And then also it is kettle corn business. So I've had to get all of our permits and everything ready for the year to make sure that we can go pop live and we're okay with all of the counties that we're going to be popping in. All right, we just did C. Now we're going to go to D, and that is back to 29 degrees. And if you're doing this tracker and you're like me and you're at the end of the month, you honestly could have just kept this open and did all of the ones that you needed to do for that month without having to open each one of them up. I'm just doing this for the fun of it because you guys are all here with me. And I do apologize, my voice is going out, and that's kind of part of the reason why I've not really diamond painted a lot lately either, because I just haven't been feeling good. When I get sick, I am totally sick, and it takes me forever to get completely out of it. All right, so we are on 13, which is D, and D is this one right here. It does start changing it up once we get further down in here. So I do have to pay attention to which days I'm doing, but initially it's your temperature chart. So if you wanted to do a different motto and change your days up, that's for you to do. It's your temperature chart. You know, if you wanted to have day 1 up here, day 2 down here, and so on, that's what you can do, because it gives you that ability and that free reign to do whatever you want to do. But this is pretty cool. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever done, and I probably will be doing more cross stitch conversions now that I've got the first one completed and I know a little bit of like what I'm doing. They're pretty neat. And it's a good breakup of like doing somebody else's art. Even though this is not necessarily my art, it is, because it correlates with the weather in my area. So unless you're in Indiana, and initially even with that, the weather is going to be different, because I know here in Indiana, if you live in the southern side, it's going to be colder. Same thing with the north side of Indiana. For some reason, central usually is a little warmer than the other areas. But then some days it's not. Like we just had that major like freeze, and I know all kinds of states went through that freeze. Louisiana and Florida had snow. That's insane. I know one of my good friends is down there in Louisiana, and she's like, I've never really seen snow, and I love it, because she's always seeing my photos and my pictures of snow, and she's like, I want some snow. So she did get some snow down her way. Unfortunately, a lot of it, she was sick, so I do feel really bad that she couldn't really enjoy it. But at least she got to see it and experience it and be like, look back on it one day and be like, do you remember when it snowed here in 2025? I'm going to take my straightener through these. I would say cross stitch conversions, it's probably best to do it single placing, but I'm mildly lazy, so I don't really want to single place every single one of these. Now, when I did the outline, I did single place the outline. There was a few, like here in the body, that I didn't single place, but this is turning out so pretty. But I will say, I'm kind of over the silver. All right. I don't know why I'm putting that up, because I'm gonna need it. All right, so we just did D, which was here. And now we're gonna do E, which basically the next two colors are the same. Oh wait, I just did E. See, I'm getting myself all mixed up already. All right, so now we're on to F, and F is right here in the middle, and that is the same color. Good thing I was putting check marks, but for some reason I didn't put a check mark next to that one. Probably because I'm too busy talking. And I set that one flying. But yes, I do highly recommend single placing, especially if you have like an outline. That way you can get that outline in there, and you know you're not messing up. I did pretty good. I only messed up on the head right here. I actually had them over one too far. So I did have to I had to move those over. Luckily I only had to move like basically these two over here. I did do the antennas myself. They were just lines because this was a cross stitch. So basically you would have just stitched a line in there. But with diamond painting, we obviously can't just draw a line. So I did do the antennas myself. I just kind of went off of what they posted on there and created that little outline for his antennas. It'll be so fun once I get to like springtime and the temperature is gonna be a lot different and the colors are gonna be a lot different. This cold month, I don't like January. Take it back, January. You're all the same dang color. It still looks really pretty though. If you don't think that's not pretty, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you've got some kind of flaw going on. It's still really pretty, even though it's mostly silver. All right, so G, we went up to 30 degrees. So we get to change colors, yippee! We are back to a purple color. How pretty is that? Look how pretty that color is. Oh, that shine. I hope it comes up through the camera because I can't really see. All right, so G is this one right here. So then it goes G and then H. That's kind of cool. I will say this purple color, the colors are not really matchy-matchy. They're kind of off a little. Like some of them are really coated and then some of them are not. Since I just started, I've almost hit my full 1 year with diamond painting. And at the beginning when I started diamond painting, like when I really got into it, I didn't really save my drills. But now that I have been doing it a lot more, I have been saving my drills, and I will have some better quality ones probably by next year, and I will have a lot more square. All right, day 17 was 36 degrees, so we are going into a bluish purple. Probably should have poured out a little bit more than that, but we shall see. Might be the perfect amount. Do you ever get excited when you're diamond painting and you pour out the exact amount that you need? I don't know about why, but it just makes me so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, did I do that? H is complete. Now we're gonna do I, which is 18, and I is under the G right here. Kind of just slung that one everywhere. I am using my jingle drills. I honestly, like, this is from Flala Designs, and I need to order another one that's not got the jingle drills on here. Like, I really like this. I really like this tray. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have a stopper on the end, so I have to make sure that I angle it so I don't have it thrown everywhere. But it just works really well. I really like this tray. I do have some others that I like too, but this one, I don't know, I just tend to use it the most, especially when I'm doing a lot of the confetti. I could not think of that word to save my life right now. I'm still, like I said, I'm trying to get over this cold thing that I've had since December. Yeah, I've had it for like a month now. I go to the doctor Monday for my yearly, so I'll talk to her about it, but yeah, I'm just kind of here right now. So day 19, we went from 35 degrees to 21. So back down to our silver color. And I do have more colors that I could have picked, but a lot of them were like pink and I think blue. I didn't have like a good variety in the pack that I got to be able to go farther into like the color spectrum like I wanted to. And with the color or the temperature templates, they do give you like ideas of DMC codes that you can use. So you can literally follow along with it exactly as they have it, and you can order those specific colors. So keep that in mind. It's not just full-fledged like free for all like I'm doing. All right, so now we've gotten down to our really cold temperatures. So literally day 20, 21, and 22 are all gonna be silver. We drop down to 10 degrees, 4 degrees, and then 25 degrees for the 22nd. So we just did G, now we're on to K, and K is right here. Has one right in the middle there. That's kind of cool. And then 3. Okay, so let's mark that off so I don't forget. L is going to be this little section, and it's the same color. Port butterflies, all silver. Will say too that it's pretty cool to be using the trays like these. It's not the Elizabeth Ward one, it's the knockoff, but it's really cool to see those colors that are in there, and I probably could have made my writing a little smaller. All right, so 21 is done. We're doing M, which is right here. Apparently I just did M, wasn't even paying attention. See, this is what happens when you talk, you don't pay attention. LM, and then N is right here. So N is going to start this one, and we are jumping to 31 degrees. So color change, you need to go back in there. I don't know why I poured out so much. So I am almost completed with my frost bunny. I only have this little bitty section left. I was hoping to have it done last weekend, but like I said, we were just so busy, and then I've just been in a weird little funk. And honestly, like my brain, I'm always 24 million miles an hour inside my brain, trying to think of new things that I can do all the time. And I've been working on a project. Sorry, my dog's over there making lots of noise. I've been working on a project that I am going to hopefully gather together and be able to sell, but we will get into that once I actually do it. And then I got this fabulous idea today when I was watching Messy Girl Crafts. They are doing, her and like 3 other creators here on TikTok are doing March Madness mini DP. And of course, y'all know me and my mini Mondays, I'm gonna be doing that event. And for that one, anyway, she started talking about different things, and it just popped in my head for another idea to do and possibly make and sell. So I won't go into too many details, because y'all know that once you say it and it's out there for the world, it could be potentially done by somebody else. So sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna keep it to myself until I can actually do it. But if I can't do it, I'll mention it in another video. Maybe someone else can, but basically it's going to have some organization stuff for the computer. I'll give you that hint. That's what you get. That's what I'll leave you with. But I got a really good idea from watching her video this morning, and I'm kind of excited about it. I've been working on something last night while I was watching TV with my family, and it kind of goes along with what I was working on. So I'm super excited. And hopefully I can pull it off. Hopefully I can actually do it and people will be interested in it, but I won't know until I actually do it. Now we're going from 29 degrees all the way to 41. Welcome to Indiana. All right, so that is letter P, and P is this outside one right here. But yeah, so those of you that don't actually really know me, I am always thinking of ways to be an entrepreneur. Part of the reason why we created our kettle corn business was to show our kids how to be little mini entrepreneurs, so they don't have to go to a corporate job every day and work 9 to 5 and feel like you're trapped. We did really well with it last year. Last year was basically our first year actually really going to bigger events and doing a lot of events. So I am looking forward to this year and being able to do more with it. But with that being said though, I'm always in my head trying to think of ways to work for myself versus somebody else and not feeling appreciated ever. The job that I currently have, I do feel appreciated. I do really like my job. So it's not saying that like I'm just overworking at my current job. That's not it at all. I do like my job. But just the fact of having to wake up and go to work every day, that's the part I don't like. I want to be able to work when I want to work. My husband has a lot of family in other states, so like he wants to plan this trip and he's like, oh, we should just take our time and go see more of the country while we're doing it. And I'm like, that'd be great, but I don't have 50 years of vacation time like you do. So I won't necessarily get to do that, you know, because I have to work. And yes, my job is remote. However, we can't just go somewhere and log into the hotel's Wi-Fi and go to work. Like, we have to be in a secured area for the line of work that I do. So it's not necessarily like a remote job where I can just pump up and go wherever I want to go in the world. It doesn't work that way. But I don't know, maybe I can look into having like my own hotspot that I can take with me, so then it's not that I'm using other, like, the unsecured things. Sorry, I'm not a tech person, so I'm not gonna have those words in my brain like I need to. All right, anyway, back to 27, and that is letter R, which is going to be this little area here, and it's actually 34 degrees, so we are using the same color that we just had over here. So sadly, we've done most of this together, but I'm not gonna be able to finish it with you guys because we're not on those other days yet. At this point, this is the last color that I will be completing because my phone, you'll see it toward the end of the video, it just stopped recording and I had no idea that it wasn't recording. So I didn't even get to finish this little color right here on the recording. But with that being said, if you would like to know a little bit more details of doing this cross-stitch conversion kit, let me know in the comments below, and I will show you how to get what you need to do and so on and so forth. If I end up doing that video, I will do a kit up video with it. I did start a kit up video with the other cross stitch that I was going to do, but since I switched kits, I did not add the kit up process in this video. So let me know and see you next time. Bye!